What's up, failsafe? Let's see how fast we could do 86 emails. Yeah, we get a lot of tornado watches this time of year, Nestor. What's up, guys? Doing okay. Oh. I got 86 messages to go. Let's do them. Noah Leland is asking, with my flight controller connected to Betaflight, it says failed to open serial port. I watched and downloaded everything you said to download. Still won't work. It says DFU instead of manual selection. That's the key. If it says DFU, then the flight controller is in bootloader mode. This means that the bootloader button on the flight controller is pressed when you plug in USB. Since it keeps going into DFU mode, that makes me wonder if the bootloader button is broken or if something is resting on it. I do get commission, Nestor, from the Race Day Quads links. Those are affiliate links. All right. Noah Leland. Brian Kinahan says, on a new build, I'm getting the first 3 beeps, but not the last 2. Quad has connection to the radio. Things are appearing in Betaflight, but the motors don't spin. It's now not recognizing it at all. It won't connect. Hi, Brian. When you say it won't connect, do you mean the flight controller? Do you mean you can't connect to the flight controller with Betaflight configurator? When you plug in USB, what happens? Does the flight controller light up? Ferek Nemeth says, when does the new Air unit or Vista come out? No one knows. No one knows. Ferenc. Nobody knows when the new hardware is coming out. I don't have any information about that. I'm always having fun, Robert, one way or another. Alex Klein wants to know, I want to make the switch from analog to digital. With DJI discontinuing production of the Air unit, lack of support for the new goggle firmware, is it worth getting SharkBite instead? Is 200 milliwatt on SharkBite even comparable to the range of 1000 milliwatt on DJI? Hi, Alex. I think you have to bear in mind that most people who got the DJI FPV goggles V2 are having no trouble with it. It looks like some people who bought the individual goggle accidentally got goggles that were supposed to be sold with the drone combo, and they are having trouble activating. But I wouldn't let that sour you on the whole experience. I don't think so. There's always uncertainty out there about the future of a product, but the DJI experience is very good, and personally, I plan to keep using it. 200 milliwatt SharkBite is not comparable at all to 1000 milliwatt on DJI. That's to be expected. The power difference is too high, and DJI has some special technology, some some has some thing that seems to really increase range and penetration. Yeah. When will stores restock the DJI Goggles V2? Nobody knows. When am I getting together with Rotor Riot? Unknown. I haven't been traveling a lot since beginning of last year for obvious reasons. Joe Solicito says, I have a fleet of quads that are continually under repair, but my iFlight Sedora SL5E you suggested is a tank. I broke one arm once. With that being said, I took off today and my goggles went fuzzy. I only get the 3 beeps, not the 5 beeps. My flight controller lights up only when I put the USB in. I'm assuming it's shot. Yeah. Yep. Is there an easy way to fix the flight controller? Hi, Joe. Most people who have a dead 5-volt regulator on their flight controller would replace it. In theory, you can get a 5-volt regulator and wire it up to the 5-volt pad on the FC, but it's kind of a hassle, and I don't know. It's kind of a hassle, period. Hey, UAV Tech. Working the night shift, buddy. What's up, Bubby? Henry Broche, HGLRC stack. He has the HGLRC FD413 stack on an Armatan tadpole after a recent crash. It's messed up. It connects to Betaflight, but there's a bad connection in the pigtail between the flight controller and the ESC. When I plug the battery into the ESC, the flight controller doesn't light up and the motors make only the first set of beeps. When I have the battery unplugged, the flight controller doesn't light up. When I touch the screws to different parts of the lower side of the flight controller does light up. Okay, don't do that. Don't do that. Are you kidding me? It's a grounding problem. Hi, Henry. I agree based on what you said that you probably have a grounding problem. Like the ground wire in the harness is damaged or miswired. But yikes. Don't just go poking screws into the flight controller and hoping it lights up and doesn't smoke. Yikes. Don't do that. This is a follow-up question about my last email. No, I can't tell you. I don't know the answer to that. Sai Siram Lanka. He wants to know what battery I used on the... I told him I used a 1500 milliamp hour. I responded to you. Okay, which charger you used? The charger I use is the Hoda D6 Duo. As for flight time, it depends on how you fly, but at least 5 or 6 minutes, I would think. Nice keyboard. Everybody likes this keyboard. Kevin Hagen, thank you. It's not a real flash keyboard, but it's a good one. It is the Ducky 1S with the MX Browns. The lamest. MX Browns are the lamest mechanical keyboard switch. Because they're the most popular one, so I wanted to be a special snowflake. So when I ordered this keyboard, I ordered it with reds. And people say you can't use reds. They're not great for typing. They're only good for gaming, for FPSs. And I was like, well, I'm going to try them out. And they were right. They were shitty for typing. And I don't do a lot of gaming, so I sent it back. And then I ordered one with, like, whites. And I was like, oh, nobody likes whites. They have too much spring pressure. But I'm going to be a special snowflake. I'm gonna use whites. And nope, they had too much spring pressure. I didn't like it. So then I got blues. And blues are awesome. But on live stream, blues are too clicky and loud. And it was really annoying whenever I was on a call. And so, or live stream. And so I was like, fine, I'll order browns. And sure enough, browns were the one that I stuck with. And I feel terrible because I want to be a special snowflake, but I'm not. Cherry MX Browns. Kevin Hagen, I mean, I'm not an expert on mechanical keyboards. I tried like 5 different types. I mean, if you don't have any friends or anybody, if you're never on a Zoom call Blues are amazing. They're so enjoyable. They're so enjoyable to type on blues. It feels good. It's an enjoyable sound, unless you're very, very sensitive to that kind of sound. But they're so loud and annoying to everyone else who's in the room. And if you're on Zoom calls or web calls, you can't. Reds have no tactile feedback, so that Brent, you know this. Reds have a nice feel, but no tactile feedback, so they're not great. It's easy to like double press if you're trying to type. Anyway, if you want to get a mechanical keyboard and you're not sure what switch to get browns. Browns are they're very popular, and most people seem to like them. Yeah. Yep. I mean, and those little samples you get where you can feel the different switches, they're useless. Because as soon as you actually type on it, then you know. So just buy one from a company that will let you return it and eat the return shipping until you find a switch you really like. But honestly, either browns or blues, or maybe reds if you're like big into FPS gaming and you don't do a lot of typing. That's what I would say. All right. Joey Whitaker has a Happy Model Crux 3. It runs 3-inch 2-blade Gemfan props. It feels slippery, like the props don't get enough grip. It's not enough to slide off the line. I've done some homework learning about it, blah, blah, blah. Efficiency, drag, etc. It's not the tune. How do you know it's not the tune? I'm very sure it's not the tune causing the issue. Are you? Are you? Try cranking feed forward up and see if it fixes it. Will a 3-blade Gemfan prop give me more traction? Yes. A 3-blade prop will always give you more traction than a 2-blade prop. Hi, Joey. A three-blade prop will always give better cornering, grip, and traction than a 2-blade prop, all else being equal. I'm not going to argue with him about the tune. But he says, I'm very sure it's not the tune causing the issue. Raise your yaw P gain by 25%. Raise your feed forward. I guarantee you it'll get better. It's the tune. It's at least a little bit the tune. You can't, how do you know it's not the tune? I need to hear more about that. I mean, maybe he's an expert tuner. But if he's asking, do 3-blade props corner better than 2-blade, he's probably not an expert tuner. So don't be sure it's not the tune. I'm not so sure about that. Kyle Thompson says, I have the 16 by 6. This is what you get for the late night live streams, guys. Unfiltered. This is what I say to myself when I answer my emails. Now I'll say it to you. I have the 16 by 16 Flywheel F411 stack, their own website, as well as a retailer say the firmware is Flywheel F411. That's what the board came with. Okay, well, it's probably what it is. When using that firmware, one motor would spin, the other three wouldn't. And it would have problems with the ESC initializing. I noticed there was a Flywheel F411 V2 firmware. I tried it, and it worked. No. Do you know about this? Hi, Kyle. I'm not aware of this issue generally, but yeah, I would say give it a try and see if it works. Let me know the outcome. Okay. Do we have super chat? I should keep an eye on super chats. There aren't any super chats, but I wouldn't want to miss one. By the way, you guys, I never play music on these streams because I don't want to get a copy strike. It turns out that this website, whose music I'm playing right now, they have a program where if you register with them, you can play their music on your channel. I'm not set up for it, but maybe I'll do that for a future one, and we'll be able to actually hear some music. Lively FPV says, I've been flying for ages now. I've always used my modded Spectrum DX6i. To be fair, it's done me well, but I've literally today purchased my mate's pre-2019 X9D. What's the best firmware to use? As I'm pretty sure I can't use the latest one. Why would you think that? You totally can do that. Hi, Jason. I would use OpenTX version 2.3.11, which is the latest version of OpenTX. You can totally run that on the X9D. You are in luck. You don't... XM plus D16. I am... Then his next question. I am pretty sure you can flash the... Oh, no, you do have to flash with the pins in the back. Your mate is right about the XM Plus. You do have to flash it using the JR Bay pins in the back. How to flash receiver with X9D. What do we got? Is this a good tutorial? Oh, NJ Tech. Yeah, he's smart. Yeah. That's the one. Bingo. NJ Tech, you're going to save this man's life. Here's the tutorial. Okay. Zach Cooper. My first time flying, I watched a bunch of your vids and got hooked. I spent like $600 on stuff, and I don't even own a laptop, but I need help real quick, and I'll pay you. I'll pay you for your time. Hi, Zach. I'll be glad to help you out as much as I can. No need to pay hourly. Just let me know what your situation is. If you want to get on the phone, I have a Patreon tier for that, but the price is aimed more at commercial engagements, so it's more than a hobbyist might consider reasonable. That's how I approach that. Oh, hey, Zach Cooper, that's you. Welcome to the channel. Yeah, Zach, just let me know your problem. Let's hash it out over email. It'll take a little time, but we'll do it. I'll be glad to help you out. You can see I usually don't have time to get on the phone with people, but if you really want me on the phone, there is a price for that. You can just join up at my Patreon, I think. We'll talk about it. This is just a reply to my email list introduction. So I ask a few introductory questions. I'm not going to read it all out. You got Bi-Blade props for the Diatone Cinewhoop. No. Yeah. Hi, Mason. The Cinewhoop is definitely tuned for three blade props with a certain blade profile made to work well with the ducts. If you swapped props and are having weird flight characteristics, I would go back to the factory props. You may still have some weird flight characteristics because Cinewhoops do fly kind of weird, but I think but at least you'll know it's how the manufacturer intended. Thanks, Dragon Model, for being here. We're just hanging out, man. Kevin Hagen, Betaflight has no support for the Maytech LiDAR flow sensor. No support. It does not support that. Dan Pagano wants to know about lithium-ion batteries. I charged on a lithium-ion sensor charger on my charger and went to fly. The battery was depleted after only a minute and a half of flight. Hi, Dan. That battery is meant to be charged to 4.2 volts per cell like a LiPo, but even if you charged it on the lithium-ion setting, it would be at, I think, 4.15 volts per cell, and you should have had more flight time than that. Yeah. What voltage was the battery resting at when you stopped flying, Joshua? new firmware for the iFlight, or for the Skyview SteadyView receiver. Forward that to news. No, forward that to It's Blunty. Thomas Kapler wants to know how to mount an immersion RC ghost antenna correctly. Hi, Thomas. The absolute best mounting in terms of reception is to have one vertical and one horizontal. But unless you have a 3D printer, this may be difficult to achieve. Under the arm at 90 degrees to each other is a pretty good compromise. Yeah. Wilbur wrong. Is it frustrating to see the entire analog world falling to shambles while industry and pre-made ready-to-fly products improve every aspect of the FPV hobby? I'm not sure I would agree with that characterization, Wilbert. I don't think the analog world is falling to shambles. The Rush Tank Solo is a great video transmitter, just came out. Cobra, Skyzone Cobra goggles, fantastic analog goggles. Pre-made ready-to-fly products improve every aspect of the hobby. I mean, it depends on what products you're talking about. No, I don't agree with those. I don't think that's frustrating, and I don't agree with those characterizations. Nate Pulver says, Colin from Linus Tech Tips features his FPV drone and talked about it on the channel. Yeah, I saw that. That's really cool. We should get a hold of him. CGK FPV says, long time no talk. The OSD on my Kakute F7 stopped working while updating the font. Now I only see the OSD when I don't have a camera plugged in. When the cameras are unplugged, OSD shows up on gray screen. Hi, Carl. My guess is that the NTSC PAL setting in the Betaflight OSD tab is set wrong. So when the camera signal is present, it conflicts. But when there is no camera set signal, the flight controller generates its own sync pulses and the OSD works. Can you check that option and make sure it matches your cameras? Or just change it from one to the other? Yeah, I'd love to do an LTT collab. That would be amazing. Martin Beavers is trying to use a FreeSky XM Plus receiver on the Tyro 119 quad using the Radiomaster TX16S. He flashed the 170313 receiver. What's the question? There's no question here. There are statements. There's a series of statements, but no description of a problem or a question. I mean, I assume he can't get it to bind. Hi, Martin. I assume the issue is you can't get it to bind. Let's just see if that's right. Another person telling me about the DJI news. It's Blunty replied. Hello, this is Pete Sontag. My grandkids are interested in drones. My son-in-law just sent about $900 on a commercial drone and control unit. I would be interested in a fast, almost racing type drone. I don't care what it looks like. Performance is king. I need a control unit, maybe one that works with my iPhone. Ooh, Peter, you're in for a surprise there, buddy. And some extra batteries, or one that lasts 30 minutes or close to it. Yeah. Peter. Hi, Peter. I suggest starting out with a inexpensive ready-to-fly kit like the Emax Tiny Hawk Freestyle RTF kit. It will come with a drone controller and goggles, as well as a few batteries and charger, all for about $200 to $250. I don't remember the exact price. This will let you get a sense of what flying a racing drone is like. The controller and goggles are only okay, not great, and you'll upgrade them soon if you get into the hobby, but at least you'll know if it's for you before you invest $900. Yeah. What is this? Mr. Steele FetTech. What did we... Mr. Steele's FetTech ESC settings. FetTech fixed D-Shep problems in the new update. Switch back to analog and see if it makes a big difference. What a trapezoidal... What is... Is there anything special here? There's nothing special here. It's just the default settings. It's just the default settings for the ESC. Hey, here's Mr. Steele's settings. It's the defaults. Okay. I mean, thank you for reaching out to me. Is there some... I'm missing something, I guess. I don't see anything unusual here. He's got trapezoidal commutation on. I'm not sure if that's the default. Other than that... Okay, moving on. My drone is doing this weird thing where it turns on and says... Okay. None of this makes sense. I love the... So this person is Elon Musk 436 at gmail.com. It says, my drone is doing this weird thing where it turns on and says penis, 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 penis on my receiver. This is not a joke. And the auto responses that Google suggests are what, wow, and lol. I see. He uses trapezoidal, the default sinusoidal. Are there any other changes? I have no idea. None of that makes sense, and there are too many things about this that indicate this is a troll. The person is Elon Musk, and then the receiver says penis. How is the receiver saying that? None of this makes sense. This is not a joke. I'm going to decline to engage with this email. I have a capacitor that got yeeted off my Radiomaster R81 receiver. It was a filter for ground on my positive. Is that without the capacitor, will I get erratic activity or issues? Hi, Sylvester. Most electronics will keep functioning with a missing capacitor. It's true. But there could be some reduction in range. The capacitor is there for a reason. Yeah, that's about right. Rotor Riot has a behind-the-scenes interview with the... Yeah, okay, who cares? That's not what I'm doing right now. How to match ESCs and motors. When building a quad, how do you decide what amp ESC to use when buying your motors? Hi, Greg. The truth is that most ESCs today are overrated for the motors and props they are used with. So you will have a 5-inch quadcopter pulling, let's say, 150 amps max at full throttle. What's that divided by 4? Which is about 37 amps per motor, and it'll be running on a 55 amp ESC. The true answer to your question is to test the current the motor pulls on a thrust stand and size the ESC based on that. But most of the time you can get approximate values from other people who have built quads and get a sense of what you need from the ESC. Flywheel Explorer flips over when launching, throttle gets stuck. I bought the Flywheel Explorer analog version, and when trying to take off, it just flips over and the motors go crazy. Let's have a look at it. Can I see the... I can't see the quad. I can't see the quad. No, that's... You gotta... I want to see the actual quad. Okay. Trying the Explorer, the throttle just stays on when I lower it to 0. It flips over. That's the key thing. Hi, Risto. Can I see video of it flipping over? I think this is a Tasmanian devil flip up, a runaway situation. But let's see if he'll give me video of it to confirm it. Hey, what's up? Okay. It's, hey, what's up? How are you? Okay. Alex Buxton was having a problem with RX loss. He upgraded to Crossfire, did a firmware flash on the Emacs, did not save the diff file, and lost the VTX table. No Emacs buzz diff file. Damn. Do we have an Emacs buzz CLI dump? I don't have one, that's for sure. Is this it? Come on. The Emacs buzz? Is this it? Where's the CLI? I know it was there. Emacs buzz CLI dump. Is there a VTX table in here? No. Damn it. Oh, shoot. I closed the damn window. Come back, people. There you are. Hi, Alex. What version of Betaflight are you on? Can you go to the CLI and type version? Yeah, let's see if he's on 4.2. What would you suggest are the best batteries and charger for the ProTech 35? Hi, Viv. The iFlight sells a battery called the Full Send. I think they have an 850 milliamp hour 4S that is good for the ProTech 35. If you can find used V1 DJI goggles, then that could be a good choice. But there is a risk that they will stop supporting the goggles, and then you would be screwed. You don't know. You don't know. You can't know. What's happening? Rogan Brownstein is just sending me random emails. Nate just puked everywhere, he says. Cool. So it sucks for Nate. Sucks for you. Noah Clymer, Sharkbite CL1 built and tuned. I just got an FPV and I'm looking at getting my first big boy drone. Can you answer a few quick questions for me? Is the built and tuned Sharkbite CL1 from Rotorite compatible with Fat Shark Attitude goggles with the HD adapter? I don't know which attitude goggles. Hi, Nolan. Which attitude goggles are you talking about? The V6 or the V5? What HD adapter are we talking about? What type of batteries would you run on this quad? Sharkbite CL1 quad. For batteries, I would pick a 1300 to 1500 milliamp hour 6S or 4S, or a 1000 to 1100 milliamp, well, 1250 milliamp hour 6S. Look for a C rating of 90C or higher. Does the build have good range and performance? A build has good range and performance for a 5-inch mini quad. It won't go miles out like a long range quad, but that's not what it's designed for. I got some super chats that came in. Let me get those. Thank you for being patient. No super chats. I know I got super chats and now they're gone. I don't know where they went. So if you left a super chat, then you're out of luck. Sorry. They're gone. They're not in the window and I don't know why. James Spears is installing SharkBite. The manual is confusing. I think it wants me to hook the VTX directly to the main battery leads with another capacitor provided in the SharkBite kit. Am I reading that correctly? This is the Shen hydrophobe sealed chassis, so I have to alter the internal architecture and dissipate the heat via thermal paste to the aluminum plate. Hopefully it does not explode. So we're looking at the diagram here. Yeah, that's what they want you to do. That does appear to be what they want you to do. Hi, James. I agree from that wiring diagram. It looks like they want you to wire the VTX straight to the ESC VBAT pads and add a capacitor. I think a single capacitor for the ESC and the VTX is fine. They're just saying don't leave it out. That's how I read it. Hey, Skadoosh. Welcome to the stream, dude. If I'm reading a few less chats tonight, it's because I answered 60 emails in about 25 minutes when I wasn't on a live stream, and I answer more like 60 emails an hour when I'm on live stream, maybe a little less. So I'm at least 3 times faster when I'm not on live stream, which when you spend 3 hours answering emails, that's a big difference. So I'm trying to go a little faster tonight, and it means I'm not reading quite as few of your messages, but hopefully that's okay. Tyler Day is looking for Happy Models Express LRS system. Looking at my videos, would this be a good pairing? Yeah, it would be a good pairing. Hi, Tyler. Hi, Tyler. I'm a big fan of the Radio Master. Really, any OpenTX radio should work with Express LRS. I believe it uses Crossfire protocol to interface with the radio, and any OpenTX radio should support that. Okay. Check FPV. Let's see. Do we have a leaked image of the Fat Shark native digital goggles? Fat Shark Base HD for $109. That doesn't make any sense. That can't be. What is this? No. No. I see. It only supports... No. That's an old goggle. Yeah. Yeah, I see. All right. This person... What did you replace? All right, what's the problem that he's having? Motor 1 won't spin. It's the ESC. Replace the motor. Flew pretty smoothly, but his system got crazy. I hate to tell you this, dude. The motor stuttering, I would replace the ESC. But the fact that it was crazy on 6S sounds like a gyro issue. So that points to the flight controller. I kind of hate to say that because I'm basically saying gut the whole thing. But based on the info we have, that's my take. Yeah. Michael. I have not tested the Crown HD. Hi, Michael. I haven't tested the Crown, so I can't comment on it. Sorry, man. I know you're interested in this product and you want me to review it, but I just haven't done it. Christian Lindrus bought the Crossfire V2 JR module. I've been using the V1 module for some time now. Just swapped the modules and bound my models again. I had some issues. Needed to downgrade the new module to older firmware. I got my quads bound and fully functional. One of them would just not turn green. No light at all on the receiver. Hi, Christian. If the receiver doesn't light up at all, then I think it's either dead or it's not getting 5 volt. Right? Right? 104 key life, Mr. Z. That numpad, baby. We need that numpad. We need that numpad. Fern Blitz. Everybody wants to know about my keyboard. It's the Ducky 1S. Yeah. Pat McFarland is wiring up a DJI Air unit to a Luminaire Lux F7 flight controller. What's the best way to power the Air unit? My only options are VBAT and 5 volts. Yep. Hi, Patrick. In this case, you will need to buy an external regulator. I suggest a 12 volt 1.5 amp, or maybe a 9 volt 2 amp. You need minimum 10 watts plus a little headroom. Yeah. Oh, I made a new sale. Look, I made $3.50 on a sale from Camera Butter. Sweet. Jason is getting the replace plastic sockets with solder joints. Hi, Jason. I'm not sure what you mean by replace plastic sockets with solder joints, but as it's your first build, I would suggest building it as designed and get used to it before you start making a bunch of mods. Generally, oh, I see. Plastic, like plugs. He wants to direct solder. I see. I got it. I still stand by. I stand by that. I stand by that statement. Build it as designed before you start making a bunch of mods. You're going to save a little weight, but not a ton. Mitch Azopardi says, I recently purchased a Radiomaster TX16S. It was working perfectly fine. Then I tried to add a buzzer through OpenTX. And now when I turn the radio on, it appears with the opening screen, then goes black, saying I have a throttle warning. The throttle's completely down. The only way to... Oh, let's see. Let's see. He sent me a video of it happening. Let's see it. Why does the screen go away? That doesn't make sense. Oh, what the dickens is going on? Press exit a bunch of times. What the dickens is going on? I don't know what you've done. I don't know what you've done. Hi, Mitchell. I'm not sure what you've done to make the screen disappear like that. You say you were setting up your buzzer, but I wonder if you somehow set up a special function that turns off the screen. I'm not even sure that exists. Does that exist? How would you fix this? How would you fix this? If you can't get at the screen, I guess the only thing you can do, if you can't get at the screen, I think the only thing you can do is you connect to PC and use OpenTX companion app to configure the model. That would allow you to remove anything you did in the special function screen. Weird. Reflash with a new card? Yeah, I guess that's a workaround. That's a good point. Jumper T16. OpenTX. Jumper T6 OpenTX firmware. No, that's not the one. T16. OpenTX new model. No. Joshua Bardwell jumper. How to bind and set up new model? Is that it? I don't know if that's it. What video am I looking for? How to install OpenTX Companion and set up your first model. Here's if that's the one that shows how to download Companion and set up a model. Alternatively, you could download a new firmware for the radio and flash the radio. No, that wouldn't clear out his models, though. That wouldn't clear out his models. How do you factory reset the radio? Can you factory reset the radio from the bootloader or something, failsafe? How do you factory reset the radio without being able to see the screen? Let's see. Bruno Boto says, just before landing, my drone started flying away to the moon. I started running. After 3 hours of searching, I gave up and returned to the park, and it was in the same spot that I fail-safed. I can't stop saying WTF. I don't know, man. I agree, WTF. How to know buzzer? He set up buzzer in the radio, I think. He set up the radio buzzer. Ezra Lands says, I purchased an EMAC Tiny Hawk Freestyle 2. Been flying it for a couple months, ready to upgrade my radio. Any recommendation for me? My price range is nothing above $100. Hi, Ezra. For that price, I think the Jumper T Lite would be a good choice. Yeah. Do you have any good DJI long-range 7-inch, or should I try a 4-inch? Hi, Steve. The iFlight Chimera 7 is a solid choice. The Croc, the GEP-RC Croc, is also solid. As for 7-inch versus 4-inch, that's they're just different beasts. 4-inch they're just different beasts. They both fly a long time and have good range. 4-inch, I think, is a little easier to live with because it takes smaller, cheaper batteries and props. Pierre Eichel says, yep. Okay, Kelvin Lee confirms that the tiny, the Savage Bee flight controller, the Newbie Drone Savage Bee flight controller, only takes uninverted S-Bus. Very strange decision, but there you go. Keith Byer says, I'm getting into FPV. I bought a sim, and I enjoy your channel a lot. At the risk of pissing off some in the FPV community, it'd be cool if you could make a list or awards show of what you think the best videos of drones are out there. I've watched some by Mr. Steele and a whole lot by Quad Mover, and I just love watching something I find. Yeah, I appreciate the request, Keith, but like that whole sort of community roundup stuff, I mean, there are a few videos that impressed me, but you've probably seen them, and that's just not something I'm interested in doing. You're right, Brody Port. 4-inch don't like wind. 100% right. I would steer somebody who didn't know. A 4-inch is going to be safer because it's just going to hurt you less if you F up. And if you crash it, it's going to crash better. That's why I steered him to 4-inch. Because he seems like a beginner. And given the choice, I would steer a beginner towards 4-inch. I guess that's my point. James Thomas says, oh, this is just a nice to meet you response to my email list. Yeah, you can email me again. Yeah, James, feel free to email me. No problem. Hi, says Leon STE. I'm looking to buy the Nazgul 5 HD. Does the TBS Crossfire Nano RX receiver work with the Tango 2 controller? And yes. Hi, Leon. Yes, the Crossfire Nano Nano RX does work. I can't type tonight. With the Tango 2. DJI controller. Joshua Bardwell. Should you use the DJI controller or not? Here is a video I made discussing whether to use the DJI controller or something else. Personally, I use Crossfire. Brown SCB says, I started FPV about 5 years ago watching your videos. I got out to the hobby just because I couldn't see through the goggles. I'm back into it, learning to fly all over again and updating my quads from F3 flight controllers. Yikes. Thanks to DJI V2 and Rapid Fire. I'm having an issue with audio and smart audio. The TBS support page shows that audio will work on the smart audio UART with a 100 nanofarad ceramic cap, 3 different wiring versions, but I can't get it working. What is your... Hi, Craig. Can you tell me exactly which TBS Unify VTX you are using? The pinout is different on them. Kyle Schad says, I have a bind and fly take hand with the DJI Air unit. My Tyrannus is bound. All the sticks and switches are set. When I go to the motors tab, all I get is twitching noises and no spinning. I notice the red 100% error below the motors. That's the key. Hi, Kyle. That 100% error means you turned on bidirectional D-shot in the configuration tab, but the ESC doesn't support it. Go to the configuration tab and turn off bidirectional D-shot. Then I think the drone will fly. Michael Mager says, one motor isn't putting out as much power as the other motors. The motor is sputtering and not producing the same power that the other motors are. Hi, Michael. I think the situation you describe, stuttering motor, definitely could be the ESC. If you swapped the motor and the same problem is happening, that points to the ESC, unfortunately. Duran Nadeo says, when I plug in a battery, my flight controller is connected to the computer. It says my battery is a 1S. I tried connecting a 3S and a 4S, and it says the same voltage on Betaflight. There's a wiring problem. There's a wiring problem. Hi, Duran. Yeah. I don't know. How are you powering the flight controller? How are you powering the flight controller? Is this the same one with the damaged 5-volt regulator? Yeah. James Mullen says, huge thank you for your videos. Here's a quick 40 seconds for my 5th battery. I think I'm on the right track. Let's see how this guy's doing. 5th battery. Not bad for the 5th battery. Yeah, he's in the air. Good night, UAV Tech. I think, yeah, doing good. You're doing real good, James. Motors will not spin on 2 quads. Same stack, same problem. Okay, but there's no actual content to this email other than the subject line. There's no information. There's no question. Just motors will not spin on 2 quads. Same stack, same problem. I don't really know how to approach this kind of thing. Hi, Kevin. Let's go this direction. When you plug in the battery, do you hear the ESC beep? How many beeps do you hear? 5, 3, or none? Let's go that direction. Hello, Joshua. I'm a total noob, and I'm looking for the steps to get my quad in the air once all the accessories get to my house. I guess mainly what I need to know is where's the bind button on the Crossfire Nano? Heck yeah. Crossfire. Thank you for asking a specific question. When people ask me, hang on, Joshua Bardwell, Crossfire, where's my what? Crossfire, oh, that's a lot of freaking videos. Here's a video that shows what to do. When people ask a question like, I've got all this gear, where do I start? It's just so open-ended. Like, what am I going to... I just don't even know where to start with an answer. If you give me a bite-sized question that I can answer, it's so much easier. Where's the bind button on the Crossfire now? Perfect. I can show you a video about how to bind Crossfire. No availability of 1106 3800 kV motors. I have a Beta FPV 95X V3. One of my 1106 3800 kV motors is bad. They're all sold out. I can get the 4500 kV version. Hi, Neil. I think you can go to the 4500 kV version without frying the ESC. If necessary, you can... Yeah, that's only, what is that? That's another 20%. I don't know. I think you can get away with it. If all the other motors are 3800 kV, then the 4500 kV, then the PID controller will scale down the 4500 kV motor automatically. It's not the best idea, but if it gets you in the air, I guess it's okay. I think it'll be okay. Correct bean time. I also read it as he was talking about the voltage in the configurator, not the OSD. The TBS Pod Racer AIO, Mike Bergman, I don't understand the value in it. The TBS Pod Racer, the one thing it does bring to the table is you can direct solder the Unify Nano and the Crossfire, which is nice. But I think it only has 2 UARTs. It basically has no spare UARTs, which is kind of weird. So it's kind of weird. And it's expensive. You compare it to something like any of the other AIOs, like the iFlight Beast. It's super expensive compared to that. I don't understand. It means TBS. They're going to charge for it. Do you know if the HDO2 comes with an HDMI cable, or does the SharkBite come with an HDMI cable? Hi, Josh. I'm pretty sure both of them come with an HDMI cable. There you go. Scott Abramacek is looking for dual chargers, AC/DC. The Hoda D6 Plus has a little higher wattage. On the Hoda D6 Plus, why do I pick the D6 Duo? The D6 Plus is bigger. Hi, Scott. The D6 Plus is bigger, and I don't need the extra output. So it's size and weight for no benefit. In addition, the Duo has plugs on front, so it's easy to line them up side by side and charge packs. That's what I would say. Help getting out of the gate. Greg Bowton doesn't know where to start. Race Day Quads helped him place an order. Okay, that's all good stuff. I have a suggestion for batteries. I will have to connect it up. Any help you can provide will be helpful. That's tough. If you just bought a bunch of random stuff, do I have a diatom? Kind of don't know where to start with you. Yeah. Like, I have lots of tutorials, but it's not for the specific gear that he's got. I'm not sure about this one. I'll come back to it. Alfredo Diaz. Good morning, Joshua. My wife recently purchased a Crocodile Baby and a Jumper T18. The seller informed her that all it needed was to bind. I'm not good at programs and computers. I had it bound, following your videos to get the arm switch and check motor rotation. I did something wrong. Now I can't get the radio to communicate with the flight controller, so my sticks are blocked. I don't. I do that service. Hi, Al. I don't do that kind of service, but if you want contact info of somebody who does, I can provide it. Let's see. I have Armando Gallegos, the guy who co-founded Project 533, does some repairs sometimes. Frank True is building my 5-inch Xylo freestyle build. You hit a snag. Here's an excerpt of my last email. I need a picture diagram instructions video of the assembled drone showing how the camera and the FreeSky receiver are attached and connected. That's not true. The camera and the FreeSky... That is not true. I absolutely... What are you talking about? What are you talking about? Of course that's in the frickin' video. Are you crazy? Let's see if I'm crazy. Who is this and why is... Who is this and why... I'm a viewer. Why have I been marked as a viewer of this guy's... No, I don't want this. Sign out. No, I don't want to... Oh my god. It was a mistake. What have I done? All right. Switch account. Who's Richard Stagg? Okay. Where am I going? I'm checking my own tutorial. Sorry, guys. Budget build. This guy says I don't show how to install the receiver, and I just know that's true. That's false. Like, how could I have done a build tutorial and not shown how to install the receiver? Thank God for chapter breaks. Wire up camera, wire up VTX, wire up receiver. There you go. What are you talking about? Wire up camera, copy link address. That's actually out of date. Here's how to wire up the receiver. Hi, Frank. Oh, bloody. I've somehow managed to log myself out of things. All right. What the frick? Okay, I'm logged in there. Oh, I've gotten signed out of all my other accounts. All right. Okay. I missed a 1 out of 10 step. What do you mean? I missed a 1 out of 10 step. Where is... Oh, phooey. Now I've lost that message. Where's that message? Is this it? No. Where's the... Oh, phooey. Where's that message? Oh, phooey. Where did that message go? Damn it. Xylo. Where did that message go? Damn it. Damn it. Where did that message go? Thank you, Bean Time. That's actually helpful. Where did it go? I don't understand where it went. Is that it? No. JB Silo budget build? No. Where did it go? I lost an email because somehow I got logged out of my account, and now the email, I can't find it. No, it's not archived. It would show up in the search. God darn it. Bean Time, save me. Save me, Bean Time. Silo build. Silo build. Where is it? It's not there. Oh, I got it. Here it is. I got it. Thank you. Hi, Frank. Thank you. Thank you, Bean Time. The instructions for installing the RxSR on the FC are here. And then, where's the playlist? Where's the whole playlist? Yes. Where's the updated wiring instructions? Is that not in the playlist? Oh, phooey. So I'm really, my emails per hour are really going way down in this one. Where is the updated wiring instructions? Here. The instructions in the video for wiring the camera have changed since the camera has changed. Here is the updated diagram. For hookup wire, 27 gauge is fine. Gauge is fine if that's what you have. Yeah, well, if you've seen the addendum video, then that's how to hook up the camera. All right, we're going to leave it at this. Thank you very much for the help, meantime. Okay, that's BLHeli 32. This guy cannot get his ESC to read. What is... It's a BLHeli S. What's going on? Have you plugged the battery in? BLHeli configurator is the right one to use, not BLHeli 32. Have you plugged the battery in before hitting read setup? Okay. All right. All right. Get back in the groove. That missing email really threw me off. Welcome to Toronto, Canada, where all the hobby stores sell Blade products with no help. So the 2016 Blade Conspiracy 220, yada, yada, yada. I bring you the 25 600 milliwatt video from the 170 Theory X-Frame and Theory XL motors. The only thing I'm missing is an OSD. The flight controller has 4 pads dedicated for one. Should I just upgrade the flight controller? Yeah, I guess. Or a suggestion for a new drone with the same capabilities. I don't know. What's a blade? Is that... I don't know what a blade... I don't know what a blade is. Hi, Julian. I'm not super familiar with the Blade line. Blade Conspiracy 220. What is it? It's a Horizon hobby, bind and fly. That's the issue. Oh, God. Yeah. The main appeal of them is that they bind easily to your Spectrum radio and are easy to set up and fly. There isn't anything else out there that will bind to your radio so easily without any setup. I can suggest a good, what is it, 3-inch? What is it, 5-inch? A good quadcopter for you if you want. Check out my website, www.fpknowitall.com, which has a section on bind and fly drones. Yeah. Apparently you can't break him because he's still got him. Tell him to go to Rotor Geeks. Interesting. What's he going to get at Rotor Geeks? What's he going to get at Rotor Geeks? Toronto. Yeah. You can give a call to Rotor Geeks, who is based in Canada, and they may be able to give you some suggestions. Yeah. Good point. Thank you for pointing that out. The RC Dude says, I've stumbled on your YouTube channel looking for help on YouTube. I have a FlySky transmitter and receiver they bind, but they don't show up on Betaflight or seem to work on the drone. Hi. Can you show me... Wait. Which exact receiver do you have? Can you show me a diagram or photo of how it is wired to the flight controller? That's a good place to start. We're trying to get an RXSR working on the Xylo build. And I asked for a picture of the wiring. And he says, don't make fun of my solder job. I'm just a beginner. Well, that's not the worst I've ever seen. That's really actually pretty decent, honestly. That's really pretty decent soldering, to tell you the truth. That's really not bad. Look at that, chat. That's really not bad. Not bad. We got SmartPort and S-Bus. Crap. That's exactly what we should see. Why does he run the power wires all the way over the board? That doesn't make any sense. Oh, maybe that isn't what I think it is. Well, that's correct. Can I see... your solder joints are pretty solid. Can I assume the yellow wire is the SmartPort wire and the green wire is the S-Bus out wire? Assuming that's right, the next thing to check is your ports tab. Also, do you have a blue LED on the RXSR? I've seen way worse. This guy is having gyro problems on an Armatan Badger. Man, I don't know. I've tried changing his filtering. ton of noise when the motors spin up. Yeah. Did we try moving the filter sliders to 0.8? That didn't work. I hate to say it, but if you have to work this hard to clear up gyro noise, there must be something mechanical or electrical wrong with the build. Two directions to go are, one, replace the FC in case you have a bad gyro. Two, move to a different frame. Armatan frames are known to have some resonance issues. Many times it doesn't affect the build, but in this case, maybe it is. Thank you, Gilfishy, for a $5 super chat. Brennan Brown wants the news to know that the global qualifier is live for MultiGP. Chris Lucy says, bad gimbal. Bad gimbal in his jumper T light. That sucks. Two bad gimbals. It's just a fact. It's just a fact. Chibi Kaiju says, am I nuts for still loving my Marmot even after the recent resonance analysis video? Here's the thing, Chibi. It's a fact that there are resonance issues on some Armatan frames, mostly the solid bottom ones. But also, it was really gratifying to hear that guy do the analysis, because he said almost the same things I said more than a year ago, and he's like a guy who actually knows what he's talking about, and I'm just a schmuck with a YouTube channel. The two things he said were, number one, that there was a huge resonance spike around 200 to 300 hertz, which I also observed. That's very simple. I mean, it's just right there in your face. The other thing he said was that he thinks the issue may be related to the long unsupported top plate. There's no standoffs on the top plate of the Armatan frames, and that creates an opportunity for resonance, which I kind of said, well, I mean, it seems like that to me, but the fact that he said it really felt validating that I had gone the right direction there. Here's the thing, though. Many people fly those frames, love them, and don't have any problems tuning them. In general, you can't push the filter sliders as far to the right as you can on other frames, but that doesn't mean you can't make them fly good. Many people think it flies great, and it's a great durable frame. I flew them as my primary frame for a long time and really liked them. So there's two things going on here. There's people who say that frame has a huge resonance problem. It's a flawed design. It's garbage. I wouldn't touch it with a 10-foot pole. There's people who say that. And there's other people who say, I don't know, it's good to me. And then every so often you run up against somebody who's having a problem, and they're like, I cannot get this damn thing to fly right. And they're the unlucky one who the resonance issue bites. But the resonance is there. Doesn't mean it's a bad frame. There you go. Unfortunately, the owner of Armatan is incredibly protective of his stuff. And if anybody says anything negative about it, he responds very strongly. And I have a problem where I'm not always able to keep my temper. I usually am, but sometimes I get really pissed off and want to argue with people. And I find that when I find myself just spending all day imagining punching someone in the face, I probably should not be around that person anymore. That's not good for me. It's not good for them. It's if there's somebody out there in the world who just, you cannot keep your cool, then you just got to stay away from him. And that's how I feel about that. Mike Bergman says that was such a letdown how he handled that. It was a letdown how I handled it. I was extremely disappointed in myself for not being more professional and for letting myself get emotionally involved to the point where, yeah. Anyway. But he said, please don't talk about my frames anymore. And I said, no. I said, I'm going to just cover. I'm not going to let you dictate my content to me. And then every time we talked, I tried to make it right. And I ended up losing my cool. And eventually I said, I just cannot have anything to do with this person anymore because I keep losing my cool and embarrassing myself. And I said, fine, I'll do exactly what you said. I will not talk about you anymore. And I haven't. And I hope his sales have gone down as a result of that, to be quite honest. But there you go. No, MK, this is not at all recent. It's very not recent. I am planning on being at Rampage Brody. They're good frames. Nobody should feel embarrassed for using those frames. They're good frames. They have a resonance problem, but there's a lot to like about them, and not everybody cares about the resonance problem. James Spielman is talking about mid-throttle oscillations. I suggested to use dynamic PWM frequency, and it didn't fix it, but there was a strange high-pitched squealing noise at all four values. Yeah, that's bad. Huh. Where is that guy's channel? Yeah. That's what I'm looking for. Hi, Jamie. You can find the resonance issue in this video. Such a good video, too. Very weird, your experience with dynamic PWM. Thanks for letting me know. David Lasagna says, is this acceptable? Soldering. Is his soldering acceptable? Ooh, this is risky. Let's look. Is this soldering acceptable? Ooh. Is he? Ooh. No. That's going to be a no. 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 Oh. No. No. Oh, it's getting worse. The more I look at it. Look at, oh, we got a lot of spatter here. We got a lot of spatter. We got bridged motor pads. Ah, that's a no, dog. No, I would say that is not acceptable. I would say it's a disaster. Yeah, this part here is the worst. There's definitely a bridged motor pad right here. Probably a bridged motor pad here. I'm not sure if these are bridged. I can't even tell. Yeah. Oh. No, he's not trolling. Yeah, I think he's using the wrong solder. I agree. The solder doesn't look right. It looks like he's using the wrong kind of solder. There's solder. These blob solder here on the USB port. Maybe here on this. What is this? I don't know what this is. That's a big no. That's a big no. Okay, that's gonna be a no, dog. Yeah, I'm not gonna. Don't dog on him too hard. I mean, we all started somewhere. Hi, David. Hi, David. Unfortunately, that is not even close to acceptable. I don't want to beat you up too bad, but I have to be honest. The biggest problems I see are that several of the motor pads are bridged by solder spatter or blobs. There is a bunch of solder all over the board, like on the USB port or some of the capacitors, that shows you're not really in control of where the solder is going. The wires are all splayed out and the joints are often touching each other. Also, the color of the solder makes me wonder if you're using the right type. You should be using 6337 alloy or 6040 alloy rosin core solder. Honestly, cleaning up this flight controller will require more skill than just starting over. I would strongly suggest getting some practice materials and learning to solder better before trying to solder up a flight controller again. I mean, I hate to say that. But yeah, good solder. Yeah, sorry, man. That's the thing. People are like, I'm going to build a quadcopter. But then they have to solder, and they're like, oh, shit. What am I going to do? VTX blackout on touchdown as flips. This guy's video transmitter is blacking out. It's wired directly to VBAT, so it has to be a wiring problem. And that's that. Okay. I don't understand these people who can't bind an XM Plus, either using FreeSky or FreeSky X2. The only thing I can guess is, oh man, and he can't freaking flash using the T-Light because it has the light module bay. Oh man, I don't know the pinout. Oh, how do you flash firmware with the T-Light? That's tough. Flash receiver with light module bay. Here we go. X-Lite flashing through smart port. No, that's not going to be with the... That's going to be with the plug on the bottom, though. Isn't it? Yeah, of course it is. Oh, man. I don't know how he's going to... I don't know the pinout of the freaking light module. Oh, man. I don't know the pinout of the light module bay either. I assume it's the same as the regular JR bay, but I don't know for sure. I don't think there is an easy way to flash a receiver with the T-Light. Jesus, that's a real oversight. One possible workaround would be to buy the Jumper R1 receiver. At least then you'd know it had compatible firmware. Thank you, Pablo Morales, for $5 Canadian. I've got a question for you. If there is such a thing as too much conformal coating, I don't think so, Pablo. I mean, don't get it where it's not supposed to go. In theory, the conformal does cause heat buildup, but I mean, I don't think it doesn't seem like there's too many downsides of adding more. Just time. Jack Johnson says, I have a toothpick quad. If I arm it and the motors is just barely obstructed by a few blades of grass, instead of chopping it or getting stuck, it starts stuttering. What could be causing this? The motors stutter if the screws are slightly too loose or slightly too tight. One of them keeps stuttering because the screws are too loose, and I'm wondering what to do. That's weird. Hi, Jack. I can't think of any reason why the motor would stutter if the motor screws were too loose. That is pretty weird. If all your motors are having trouble starting spinning, I don't know. Oh, what could cause that? One thing I wonder is, are your motor screws too long and touching the windings or wires? They could dig in and make the motor not want to start. Yep. The jumper. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Gregory. You have the R1F, which outputs F port. No, you did right. Have you got it working? Yep, silicon MG Chemicals is the one I use as well. So Jerry here has a Xylo Freak, and when he's flying, it will go into a spin and fall out of the sky. It just lost power and fell to the ground. And then the front two motors will spin, and the back two motors won't spin. But when he power cycles, everything will work right. Okay. The first thing I wonder is, when it falls, does it spin, quote, death roll, or does it mostly fall flat? I'm trying to home in on whether it is a motor or ESC problem or a failsafe problem. I guess it would. The fact that two motors don't spin when you rearm suggests a motor or ESC problem. Does the silent board for this SVO1 upgrade anything beside the motor drivers? I do think it's a totally different board, but I'm not 100% sure of any other differences. We are looking for affiliate, MakerFire affiliate. Can you help me post the advertisement or find buyers? We are happy to pay commission for you. I don't think I want to be a MakerFire affiliate. Nothing against MakerFire. I'm not really. Yeah. I don't really use MakerFire. I only like to be affiliate for stores that I really use. So. Is angle mode the one where if you let go of the controls, the drone just hovers and doesn't move? Yeah, mostly. I mean, it won't literally hold position, but yeah, it will level back out again. I cannot deliver this message. I replied to this guy's message. The recipient's inbox is full. And there you go. Okay. This guy had to use the right VTX table, and he's telling me that he got it working. So yay. Problem solved. UART 6 doesn't work. This guy was trying to get Crossfire working, and UART 6 didn't work, but he moved to a different UART, and now it's working, and yay, problem solved. JC Kaiser wants someone he trusts to take a look over his parts list. Xylo Blue Hornet frame. That's an odd choice. I don't hate it, but it's a weird choice for like a whatever, though. Yeah, whatever. Speedy BF7, iFlight Zing 2 motors, Xylo Stacks VTX. That's fine. Crossfire Nano RX. Yeah, well, that's fine. Hi, JC. All those parts are fine. The only thing that jumps out to me is the Blue Hornet is a bit of a non-traditional frame. But nothing wrong with it. Nothing wrong with it. Everything's fine. Yeah. Ian Sonster says, I sent this once, but my message never got received, so I'm sending it again. Oh, my goal by sending you a Rickroll link was to add some fun to the stream. It just felt like it was all seriousness, so why not add a little fun? Didn't really add much to the stream other than looking like an... Oh, well, I'm sorry, Ian. Now I'm reading your apology on stream. I guess that was always the risk. You're all good, man. He also... Ian wants me to know that he was not the one signing me up for newsletters. That's fine. No hard feelings, man. Absolutely not. You know. All good. Which exact receiver do you have? Can you show me a diagram or photo of how the receiver is wired to the flight controller? RC Dude responds, sorry, what's that? I see we are going to have to go back to fundamentals. The receiver is connected to the flight controller of the quadcopter. It's a electronic circuit board with some LEDs on it. I want to check the wiring to see if the receiver is hooked up right. He doesn't know. He said you have a yeah. How do you know a fix for Black Box Explorer just loading as a black screen? Ooh. Hi Dave. I guess I would uninstall and reinstall? I never saw that before. Thank you, Ken Piper. Thanks for $2. You're never too late, Ken. Always on time. Am I caught up? Oh my god, I'm caught up. Oh my god. I'm gonna keep... I still have some messages to answer that I still have more messages to answer. But I have all the unreads done. Amazing. The receiver, this guy Christian's receiver, Crossfire receiver doesn't light up, but everything else is working fine. Hi Christian. I guess if the receiver seems to be working fine, but no LED, then I guess the LED is broken. That would annoy me since I wouldn't know its actual status, but I guess you can still use it. Catherine Castanegoy wants to know what to buy for a first drone. Catherine wants to film skateboarding, BMX, and parkour tricks. I saw amazing videos from Red Bull. So I need a Cinewhip model with the DJI goggles, and I thought about the Rotorite kit, but then I need to buy a GoPro. But now the Insta360 Go 2 is on the market. Why the size? New regulations in Canada mean you have to stay under 250 grams. Yikes. Hi. Oh, this is Jean-Sebastien, not Catherine. Must be using someone else's YouTube, or someone else's Gmail. Thank you, Sean Hussein, for a $5 super chat. Does the SRXL2 or Spectrum RSSI in general show as 31 max value? No, I'm not sure that... Are you using a Spectrum controller or OpenTX? I'm not sure that OpenTX works with Spectrum telemetry. I'm not sure about that. Canadian says it's $5 to fly over 250. Hi, Jean-Sebastien. My chat is telling me that it's only $5 to fly drones over 250 gram in Canada. If that's true, then I would suggest doing it. because you severely limit yourself at that weight limit. Actually, just limit yourself by staying under 250 gram. You basically can't get good performance and an HD camera out of the drone, on the drone. For the type of flying you want to do, a 3-inch Cinewhoop is a great choice. The prop guards will help with durability and protect people. You can practice without a GoPro and then put a GoPro or Insta360 Go on for recording footage. Yeah. Thank you for that information, chat. Scott Welch. No. Scott Welch is trying to flash a Zeus F722, but his UART's disappeared. CF7. How do I know if that's a complete target? That's a board-specific target. Basically, the only generic targets are the ones named after the chips. The MCU chips, like STM32, etc. That's the target you should flash. Then I think the board will work. Proper orientation. Wants to spray some expanding foam into the body of a quadcopter. And to make the quad aquatic. That's a pretty weird idea. That's a pretty unusual idea. The big problem I could see is heat buildup, especially from the VTX. Usually, DJI FPV goggles V2 usage without drone. Yeah. Hi, Mark. Most people buying the DJI goggles V2 are having no problem. Only a few people who seem to have been shipped drone combo goggles when they didn't buy the drone are unable to activate. So I think there is very good chance you will be fine. If you can find the V2 goggles in stock, lol. Hi, Brian. Brian is having a problem with a freaking prop nuts on the JB. These, oh my god. So look what the factory who makes the JB Xylo beginner or budget build is done. Look what they've done. Do you see the problem? I'll wait for the chat to catch up. Any minute now. Here, I'll zoom in. Oops. Yeah. The Nylox they're using don't fit the freaking gigantic butter cutter props or whatever. Gate breaker. Yup. So then the prop nuts come off in flight. Yeah. Yep. Yep. And I first heard about this probably, more than a month ago, and I told them, and they said they told the factory, And now the factory is still doing it. Or maybe this was old stock. I don't know. Hi, Brian. Apologies for this issue. The nut that was provided is too wide for those props. Please contact support@getfpv.com. They should be aware of this issue happening to some people, and they can arrange for you to get new nuts or different props. Jesus Christ. They just give them, I mean, they're durable props. They are good props. Honestly, they're not bad props. And they're nice and durable. But mostly they just use them because they're Get FPV props, and therefore the margin is better. I mean, right? That's what it is. New 6S Race Day Quad batteries with mismatched internal resistance. My charger's reporting 7 milliohm internal resistance on some of the cells and 15 milliohm on the others. Yeah, that is pretty unusual. Where did it go? Damn it. Where are they going? Where did it go? Oh, I opened the wrong tab. I'm sorry. Okay. Okay, that's my bad. Oh, I know what I've done. Yeah, okay. Hi, Andrew. That amount of disparity in the internal resistance would be unusual. Are you sure that you are checking the R when the pack is fully charged and balanced? That would throw off the IR numbers. Yeah, they should just have nuts that don't have as big a flange. TinyHawk 2 Freestyle RX loss. My radio is a TX16S. It's been great with my TinyHawk 2 Freestyle, but I have notchy input results like a lagging video game. Then RX loss. It sounds like you're fail-safing. It will cycle and rearm. Hi, Jesse. It sounds like you have bad RF link, which causes the notchy inputs. Then you fail-safe. Between the radio and the SPI receiver. TinyHawk 2 Freestyle, does it have an SPI receiver? My guess would be the receiver or the antenna. But the way to be sure would be if you test the radio on another quad. Emacs makes good stuff. Skywalker FPV, every time you arm your quad, it flies to the moon. Number one reason for this is that you enabled the motors are reversed option, but you didn't reverse the motors. Caleb Dollarhide says, as I understand it, the Immortal T Crossfire should be placed vertically for the best range. I recently purchased the Crossfire Nano Diversity 2 and 2 extended Immortal Ls. Should I use both Immortal Ls or a combination of the two for best range? Yeah. What? What's the optimal angle between them? Hi, Caleb. If you are using the Diversity Nano receiver, then don't use the L antennas. Use two Immortal T at 90 degrees to each other. That's the best. That will give the best, most even coverage. All right, the iFlight XL5 HD DJI FPV system no longer in production. Let's see. I've had this iFlight XL5 for about a year. I'm having this strange issue. The OSD is showing failsafe. In the DJI goggles, the controller shows connected like normal. Betaflight disconnects as soon as I click the receiver tab? Oh, what? The DJI system is not out of production. Wow. Yeah. Hi, Kyle. The fact that it disconnects when you hit the receiver tab is pretty weird. Preston Monroe, $5, says he doesn't respond to anyone here. F you, Preston Monroe. I'm responding to you with a big F you. Pay me up. Pay me my $5, you son of a bitch. I want a super chat from you, Preston Monroe, for $5. I'm responding to you. Don't mess with me at 2 a.m., mother... Don't mess with me at 2 a.m. Don't mess with me. This ain't no Sunday afternoon Q&A. You want me to read the chat? You come here on a Sunday afternoon for my Q&A. This is the email answering live stream. I'm answering emails. I'm not reading chat. Where's that super chat? No, Colton Butler. I'm not ignoring you. I'm not money hungry. Preston said $5 says he ignores this. He ignores the chat. Now he owes me $5. Boom! Thank you, Preston. You're a man of your word. You're a man of your word. Oh. I'm just trying to get my inbox answered, and I'm inviting you guys to hang out for the ride. I'm not reading chat quite as much for this stream because I answer 80 freaking emails. I answered 86 emails on this stream. It's almost 2 hours later. If I was reading chat, I wouldn't be answering emails. That's how it goes. The fact that it disconnects when you hit the receiver tab is pretty weird. The fact that it started doing this spontaneously after just sitting on a shelf is also pretty weird. I have to wonder if you have a bad flight controller. Trying to backtrack if you changed anything. Nothing's coming to mind. Thank you, Stock Racing Club, for a $2 super chat. Michael R. I think I answered you, Michael. Thank you for making it more concise. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I answered Michael's email separate in an off stream. The thing is, guys, I mean, I feel like as a streamer, I'm obligated to read the super chats. So even if I'm doing emails and I'm this is a weird song. I'm skipping this song. Even if I'm doing emails and I'm mostly ignoring the chat, if a super chat comes in, I'll read it. That doesn't mean I'm like money hungry. It just means I'm not an asshole. So that's just, I mean, I feel like if you're going to stream, you have to read the super chats. That's the deal. I guess here's what I'm going to do for Greg Boughton, who's bought a bunch of stuff. What I'm going to do is beginner build part 2. Part 2. Where's part 2? Budget build part 2. My bad. Okay, here's what I'm going to do. Hi, Greg. I don't have a specific tutorial for the exact parts that you ordered, but here is a detailed tutorial that I made, and it might help you understand what you need to do, even if you have slightly different gear. So this is my response if somebody asks me, like, I bought all this gear, how do I set it up? I refer them to my build tutorial. And And like you still, you bind and set up the endpoints and so forth. It's all the same stuff. Maybe it'll be helpful. As for battery, I suggest, which should you buy? The 6S or the 4S? He didn't say. 68 years of age. Jesus. 68 years of age and you're just getting into FPV. I'm 46 and I'm already slowing down. So like I can only imagine that keeps happening. To be 68 years of age and trying to just get into FPV. My God. My hat is off, man. Like I don't want to when I'm 68 if some punk is like, "Wow, grandpa, my hat's off to you." I'd be like, "Screw you, kid." So I get it if they feel that way, Greg. No hard feelings. But anytime somebody says, it happens more than you think. They say I'm 65, I'm 68, I'm 72, I'm 80 years old, and I'm getting into FPV. I'm like, damn. It is hard to get into FPV. There is a lot. Got computers and soldering and all this stuff, and geez. I have a lot of respect for that. A lot of respect for that. I mean, yeah. What quad did he buy? What quad did he buy? He bought the DJI FPV drone. That's cool. And he got bit by the FPV bug, and then he put a big order in at Race Day Quad. So he got the Roma L3. All right, what? That's okay, good. Thank you. What? He bought the No RX version. Oh, he's putting the receiver in himself. Damn. I mean, damn. Roma L3. What battery does it want? Recommended LiPo 650 to 850 mAh 4S. Okay, great. The Diatone suggests a 650 to 850 milliamp hour 4S. Okay, so let's look at Race Day Quad's website since that's where he shopped. That's the thing. All the old people are in RC planes, Athix FPV. There's a lot of truth to that. So to see somebody at that age picking up FPV, FPV is so much harder than planes. I mean, because of the computer aspect, it is really hard for old people to get into planes. And I'm not trying to be ageist here. I know that there's lots of old people out there, older guys who are super technically literate, like obviously, but I've heard the phrase referring to the Oregon Trail generation. Kids who played Oregon Trail in school then grew up with the internet. And people who are just like 5 or 10 years older than that just kind of missed the boat and didn't grow up with computers the way that people of the Oregon Trail generation did. I actually kind of bridged that. When I was young, like I didn't play Oregon Trail at the age of 8, but I did play Oregon Trail at the age of 12. And so I kind of saw both sides of it. And I think that if you didn't grow up with computers, then it is way harder to pick them up as an adult. I mean, I've observed that. And I've observed there are things that kids now are picking up that are much harder for me. And I imagine that just keeps happening the older you get until you're completely, I don't know. So I think that on average, the amount of technical stuff that you have to know to get into FPV, the older you are, it's got to be so challenging. Not just soldering, because soldering was around in the 60s. You could be 75, 80 years old and have learned to solder and know how to solder, but just all the freaking internet, computer, driver, RC groups, Slack, Discord, all that stuff, it's got to be a huge challenge. So, yeah, man. We need a 850 milliamp hour 4S battery, please. Race Day Quads, don't let me down. 4S. 1500, no. 600 to 999 milliamp hour. It's going to be an XT30 connector. Here's a 650. There's an 850. Here we go. Either of these batteries will do. Either of these batteries will do. Okay. All right. The receiver was wired wrong. Oh, great. He got it. Great. I'm glad you solved it. Done. Anders Poulsen has a Nazgul 5V2. The video is cropped weird with one part, the top part being at the bottom. What the hell? That's fucked up. Yeah. And there's more wrong than just that. I mean, that's not even an NTSC PAL mismatch. Oh, man. What is going on with this? What is going on with this? What is this Beta FPV VR02 goggles? What is going on with this? Thank you, Ken Piper, for $2. Thank you, Wombat FPV, for $5. Can you borrow $5? You just gave me $5. And thank you, Really FPV. Converting QX7 to TBS, you will need to do the inverter mod if it's the ACCST. Get FPV has a page on how to do the QX7 inverter mod. If it's the Access Radio, you don't need to do the inverter mod. What is this? What is happening with these goggles, guys? I have no idea. I can't tell if that's interference or if that's like a camera or screen problem. The rolling screen looks like a PAL or NTSC mismatch. I don't think this looks like he's on the wrong channel. What is that? What is it? That's weird. Could your quad be flying to the moon because of a messed up gyro, Skywalker? Yeah, in theory, but check your motor direction. Check the motor direction. It has to match the diagram in the upper left. Thank you, Nishat Pinto, for 300 rupees. What are your thoughts on the Recon 5 LR? My thoughts on the Recon 5 LR are that Dave C makes good gear. HGLRC makes questionable gear. Some of it's good, some of it's bad, and you can't always predict which is which. But Dave C makes a 5-inch long range. That's going to be a good design. Yeah, the picture is spotless, so I don't think it's interference. I mean, I don't think it's the wrong channel. The lines look like some kind of interference. We're going to start with the PAL and TCC mismatch. Hi, Anders. But the VR02 goggle, doesn't it auto-detect? To me, the scrolled screen looks like an NTSC PAL mismatch, but the goggles should auto-detect this and make it work. I think your goggles are messed up. Can you try power cycling the camera to see if you can force the goggle to detect the correct format? Or if the camera can be changed from one to the other. Try that. There's more going on here. Honestly, there is more going on here because those white horizontal lines look like either interference. He said he's tried going far away. Disconnect the camera and look at the OSD. That's not a bad idea. Or a messed up display. That's a good idea. What happens if you disconnect the camera and look in the goggles? Do you see black screen with clean OSD? Or what? Or what? Yeah. Culinary Art, thanks for a $5 super chat. Fan. Right now, the flight controller and all-in-one ESC don't pair together when plugged in LiPo. When LiPo is in and I hook it to Betaflight, it connects and syncs the tone. That suggests Culinary Art is the flight controller powering up when you plug in the LiPo. My guess, the number one thing that causes this is the 5-volt regulator and the flight controller is dead. In which case it would not power up. Yeah. Hi, David. Rotor Riot has a build tutorial for the CL1, but I think it is out of date and hasn't been updated for the new hardware they are shipping. Can you email support@rotorriot.com and ask if they have an updated wiring diagram for the build they are shipping? Because they god darn better have it. Why would you sell a build kit and not have a wiring diagram for it? I think they have an updated wiring diagram, but they just haven't made a new video. You got to ask them for it. I used to have a pre-built 4S Beta FPV 85X. It was all right. But the flight controller died. I want to know if you know of any toothpick or whoop quads that are within this criteria. Built-in or any TBS tracer support? No. Can be flown inside? Yes. Isn't sold out. Good luck. Doesn't have to be pre-built, but preferably pre-built. Quality products. Yeah. Hi, Brad. There aren't any pre-builds right now with tracer in them. There are a few beta FPV that have crossfire. That's it. To fly inside, I would stick with 65mm, the classic whoop size. As for what isn't sold out, I don't know. If it's in stock today, it'll be gone tomorrow. For quality product, it's a quality 65mm. I suggest Newbie Drone. I guess Newbie Drone. Hummingbird Pro. That's a good one. Yeah, Wombat, it's possible. I just don't think that's what the leading contender is. Newbie Drone Hummingbird Pro. Yeah. What's another good tiny whoop? Obviously Mobula 6 or Beta FPV, but he wants like premium, good quality. iFlight. Let's see. What's another good? Of course, you could also get a legit tiny whoop from Jesse Perkins. Okay. Tim Skorsky, were the LiPos you spoke of in your battery tests Ovonic? I'm not going to say. Can you recommend Ovonic? I don't know. I haven't tested Ovonic. Hi, Tim. I haven't tested Ovonic, so that may so that's one data point. The Hummingbird Pro has issues. I know it did have receiver issues, but I think they've fixed it. Haven't they? Tiny Hawk 2. Tiny Hawk 2 isn't 65mm. Yeah. I don't think they are exceptional, but I don't think they're terrible either. That's my gut feeling about them. Is the Axie Duo patch and polar better than the singles? My patch Duo will be here. Should I get the Duo Polar also? It's the Axie Duo Polar. Cross Polar. What's the Axie Duo Polar? I don't know what that antenna is, Preston Monroe. What's the Duo Polar? I can't find any reference for that. The Duo Long Range? I'm having massive deja vu on this one. What was that? Is this the same guy? Is this the same guy? Bad. When is that? Sorry, guys. 11:44. CL1. Sorry, guys. I'm not talking about this one on chat. I understand that doesn't make for a stimulating live stream. What's the guy's name? No, this is a different one. I don't know what to do about this. All right, I'm just going to pass this to Drew. Rotorite has this paid build service, paid support service. So people buy the kit and they don't know how to wire it. And then they're like, hey, can you help me wire it? And Rotorite is like, yeah, we have a paid support service. And then they get annoyed because they think they should know. They should do it for free. But if they can't give them a wiring diagram, then that's a problem. Where's the... Hello. I don't know if they're giving them a wiring diagram. All right. We're just going to pass that back to Drew, and he'll take care of it. Oh, I should reply to the guy, though. Hi, David. I have passed this on to Drew just to be sure customer service is doing what they expect. Suffice it to say, they should have a wiring diagram or some other reference for a build kit that they sell. The $20 for 30-minute is just their standard price for phone support. If they provided you with a wiring diagram, at that point, yeah, I agree. It's normal to charge for additional support. Yeah, that's what we'll say. We are still a ways out. I got a few more unanswered questions. "11 days ago" from Jared Gelderblom. Wow. How'd that get lost? I think I'm going to call it soon, though. Oh, gosh. My OneDrive has started up again, too. I think we're going to call this one. Hey, Ian. No hard feelings. No hard feelings. Don't worry about it. That's it. Get that one out of there. Dominic Clifton sending me photos of the H7 RF with the built-in Express LRS receiver. Slick. Dominic Clifton makes a mighty pretty flight controller. There's no doubt about that. Boom. Get out of here. Why will the R6 DSM? It's a radio link. That's why. There's no direct bind within it. Hi, Benjamin. I'm not sure that the 4-in-1 modules can bind to all radio link receivers. Yeah. Yeah. Colton Butler, are you talking to me? Okay, I'm getting a what's Colton Butler talking about? I thought you work a lot. Instead of asking for something, I thought I just asked if you wanted to fly sometime. Sorry for teasing you laters. Did you tease me, Colton? I'm not sure what's happening. Asking to fly with me is asking for stuff from me. I'm not sure that I can make that make sense. What did Colton Butler? Was Colton Butler the one who said he was like 40 minutes away and wanted to come fly? I don't see any more I don't even see any more messages from him. Oh, well, anyway. It's not like that, Max Sandoval. Like Max Sandoval, I'm going to this race in Knoxville in a few weeks. Nobody's paying me to be there. I just want to be there. I mean, the thing is, yeah, I don't know. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure how to say that without sounding like a jerk, man. Oh, I spend all day interacting with strangers, answering questions. A ton of people want to come fly with me. So anytime I want that, I can have that. So then not having it is what's a relief. Does that make sense? So normally I don't have people over to fly because it's my house. Occasionally I have an event at my house and I'll invite people over, but normally I don't want strangers coming to my house to fly with me or at all, because like it's my house, it's where I live. If and I kind of draw a boundary there, because like once a week someone says, "Hey, I'm coming through Knoxville. Do you mind if I come over and fly at your house?" And I'm like, "Yeah, no, it's my house. My family's here." So, etc. So, So no hard feelings. I just prefer to meet up with people and fly not at my house most of the time. Preston, I didn't skip over your super chat. I did read your super chat, but you asked about the Axie Polar, and that isn't a product. And so then I was like, what is the Axie Polar? Should I get the Duo Polar also? I don't know. I searched for the Duo Polar. I didn't find any reference to that. Omnipolar. All right, let's look it up. Omnipolar. I don't understand. I don't know what product you're talking about. The Axie Polar. I can't find any reference to that product, man. I'm sorry. I can't find any reference to that product. I don't know what product you're talking about, Preston, so I can't really help you. Can you look it up on GetFPV and get the exact product name? Okay. No, look. Axie. Let's just search for Omnipolar. Omnipolar. It isn't. I don't know what antenna you're talking about. Luminaire Double Axie 2. Okay, great. Thank you. No, I don't like that antenna because it looks stupid. That antenna is a higher gain antenna. If you're going long range and you're okay with a narrower coverage pattern, it can give you more coverage. But I think it looks stupid and I don't want it. It is legit though. It is higher gain. It is higher gain and legit. It just looks stupid and I don't like it. I would pick a different 5 dB antenna that didn't look stupid. That's just my take. I know that's probably not what you were hoping for, a technical analysis. JBF4 can't get the LEDs working. We'll get to that one. All right, I think we're going to wrap it up. Yeah, you'll get more range, Preston, out of that. It's a narrower beam, but it will give you more range. Will the DJI V2 controller work? Hi, Jeffrey. The V2 controller doesn't work with the Air unit or Vista, unfortunately. Flying in Braille is building a high KV6S. Oh, those are great motors. Demon Seed motors, Hobbywing ESC. Those components are that okay? I think those components should be as good as anything. The FC will need to also, yeah. Hobbywing, those are great motors and ESC. Make sure to set demag compensation to high and timing to 23 degrees in the ESC. Yeah, it's a crazy build. Let's see. All right, I think I'm done, guys. I think I'm done. I'm not 100% caught up, but I'm nearly... Here's Chris. Hi, Chris. No worry about the tone of the email. You get a 2 a.m. live stream. You get what you get. Your research is amazing. And I hope you keep it up. I hope you don't take it too personally. Okay. All right, guys. That's it. We're done. Blake Love. Oh, you got a super chat. Blake Love, thanks for a $5 super chat. I'm trying to set up stick outputs on my TX16S. Mine shows 512, not 0 to 100. Blake, there's an option in OpenTX Companion. The option is PPMUS. PPMUS. And that option will cause the outputs to read 512 instead of 100. It's purely cosmetic. It has no effect on performance, but that's why. When you downloaded and flashed it, or when someone did, PPMUS was selected. Thank you, Athix FPV. Thanks for a $5. So Blake Love, just go to the Betaflight receiver tab and set the endpoints to 1000, 2000. Don't worry about the 512. Athix FPV, thanks for a $5 super chat. I started with 72 megahertz and nitro planes. Then I got into electric with Spectrum. The learning curve was rough, and I opened with FPV and OpenTX. I know a lot of older flyers. Yeah. All right, guys. That's it. It's 3 a.m. We've been going for 2.5 hours. My emails are mostly caught up. We're going to call it a night, and I will see you guys later. I won't see you on Sunday. I was about to say I'll see you on Sunday. I'll be in Asheville for the film on Sunday. But see you guys later. Good night, everybody. Good morning, Europeans.